Hey, how's it going, Brave Winners? HummusThunder here, and today I'm bringing you guys a Modern Warfare video. Today's video is going to be a little different than what I usually post. In today's video, I'm going to just have some gameplay in the background, just playing, and I'm going to go ahead and talk to you about ways that you can get better at search and destroy in not only Modern Warfare, but other search and destroy games as well. A lot of the information will pertain to Modern Warfare just because that's the hotter SnD game for the time being. And I'll also show you the 5 best classes to run that does not include the ASFL, because we all know that gun is absolutely broken. I'll try to make this as simple as possible. I don't want to over explain anything. I hope you guys do enjoy the video though. If you do take anything away from it, if you feel like you learned something, please consider sharing this, liking it, and just sending it to somebody who you think will benefit as well. Hope you guys do end up enjoying the video. Without wasting any more time, let's get straight into it. So I'm going to start off this video with tips that I learned playing search and destroy over the past couple of months. Things that I learned that'll help me and help you become a better player. Things like guns that fit your play style, the routes for each style that you want to play, being able to read your compass, what to do if you're in a clutch situation, keeping level head, map knowledge, movement accuracy, good practices against bots that'll help you guys, get all that stuff down to a science, and how to just improve all those overall traits. So I think the most important topic to start at is guns to fit a certain playstyle. Now I think there's 3 different playstyles in this game. We have the rusher, the tactical player, and the troll. Now the troll doesn't really need me to tell them what kind of guns to use. It's typically the riot shield with Cali 6 or with shotguns, just guns to really piss people off. And the other 2 are rushers and the tactical players. Now the most important aspects for these 2 different classes is the perks and the secondary that you're running, and the tacticals and the lethals. Your main gun doesn't really matter if you're a rusher. Whatever you choose to use as your main gun, that's just up to you. But for a rusher, the most important thing in my opinion is double time, amped, and high alert with the stim shot. And you also want to have the Cali 6 unlocked. If you don't have the Cali 6, the knife still works, but the Calis are a lot better with amped. Now the reason that you want to use this class setup is with double time, with Cali 6, and with stim shot dead silence, you are getting to that position faster than anyone on the map. No one is going to beat you to that position, and that's the most important thing about being a rusher, is getting to know the route for that style. For rushers, the most important aspect of that playstyle is getting to the middle power position as fast as possible, picking off 1 or 2 people who push there, and moving into their spawn. You're just always in this constant state of motion of trying to get behind the enemies or just right up in their face to the point where they don't expect you. That is like the strongest trait for being a rusher. It's a very high risk, high reward playstyle, because you can get killed very fast if you mess up, which happens to me and a lot of people who are rushers. But if you can pull off that good rush, you're able to take out at least 3-4 people in the spawn, and they just don't even expect you. I mean, a lot of my videos, people are shocked because I'm already in their faces. That's because my playstyle is very, very rush centric. Now we're going to move on to our second playstyle, which there are a lot of people who play this playstyle, but it's tactical. It doesn't have to be the person who's camping in the back of spawn. If that's how you want to play, then that's the style that you're going for. But the tactical player is the person who is that very methodical SnD player who's there to pick off people who are straggling, to plant the bomb and get the objective win. This player usually has knife or Cali sticks. They have EOD, ghost, tune up, or tracker. Those are the perks they usually run, and stim shot with frag grenades are the biggest things they like to use, and it's a very, very good playstyle. If you don't have a tactical player on the team, at least one, it can definitely be bad if there is another rusher on a team, because now they can get a counter flank behind you. This playstyle, I think the most important part is knowing the cross map nade spots, which I don't know for every map because I'm not a tactical player, so my cross maps aren't really that good. But it's knowing the nade spots, and it's just getting to that power position in mid and holding it down. Now it doesn't mean you have to use claymores, it's just being able to hold it with an AR. Now these players typically use ARs. Some use SMGs like the Uzi, which is kind of like an AR, but these are more AR centric players as opposed to the rusher, who's more of an SMG or a very small short barrel rifle AR type player. That is the weapon of choice for most people who play tactical. It's a very viable option, especially in this game, because the time to kill is so fast that if you can just get to that position where you can hold them down and kind of see the entire half of the map, like kind of from where your spawn is or where their spawn is, whichever position you're planning to hold, whichever sight line, you can typically knock anyone who's coming in front of you. The only way you can really get killed is from someone who has dead silence and comes up behind you and you don't notice it. Now once you figure out like what style you like to play as, or you're a rusher or a tactical player, I talked a little bit about it, but it's choosing the right gun for your play style. If you're a rusher, you're most likely going to be using an SMG or a fast kitted out AR. If you're a tactical player, you're most likely going to have an AR with a pistol backup or a sniper backup to pick people off from longer ranges, depending on the map you're playing. Why I'm saying that is because it's really important to make sure that the weapon you have is tailored to your play style. You don't want to be a tactical player with an MP5. It's going to be kind of difficult for you to cross map somebody who has a CR56, for example, which is just a broken gun. Even rushers can use that gun because I do it myself. So be sure to know what kind of gun suits your playstyle, test them out, go use a different bunch of guns in bots and stuff. Try to find out what gun you like, try to use something different, because a lot of the guns in this game are really good. There's just a few meta guns everyone decides to run, and knowing your routes as well for each style is very important. If you're a rusher, this probably is the most important one for you guys, knowing exactly where to go and what route to take. Usually it takes me about a few games on each map to really understand what route works best for me. I have different routes from a lot of other rushers. If you guys have watched any of my videos, it just really depends on the map. If I was you though, I would just dedicate a little bit of time on learning what route works best. Now we're coming up to something that a lot of people I've literally found out don't use, and that's the compass in the game. The compass on the top that shows the numbers or the directional northwest, southeast, whatever it may be. You can also change that, by the way, in the settings. Go ahead and have it show numbers. It's a lot easier in my opinion, but the compass is very handy. You can literally get a lot of information. When people are shooting an unsuppressed weapon, a red dot pulls up on the compass. It tells you what direction that shot came from. It's kind of like the minimap. It's not as broken as a red dot minimap. Being able to read the compass will already put you ahead of a majority of players who don't read it, just because if they're not used to looking at the top, they're used to darting their eyes to the minimap, which you should also learn to read, by the way. If you see a bunch of triangles in one area, it's safe to assume that there's no enemies there, so you can know that the other half of the map where there's no triangles, there's most likely an enemy there. But being able to read your compass is a very important skill gap to learn. You'll definitely get a bunch of kills just because of the compass. I promise you that personally. Once I learned to read the compass, it was a lot easier to figure out where people were shooting and where the shots are coming from. And a lot of this goes hand in hand with map knowledge. Just knowing how the maps work is just another important aspect of search and destroy. Like knowing what routes to take, where people will be coming from. People are very predictable in Call of Duty in general. Playing this game for years, people will always make the same decisions over and over, and it's very easy to guess what someone is doing. So when you learn the maps, you'll know what the enemy team is doing as you're doing your own push. For example, if I'm on backlot, right, and I'm pushing up right over the tank, I'll know someone's coming through that door. You guys have seen it plenty of times. Someone is gonna bust through that door, and I'm gonna try to pick him off before he does, and it happens so many times. But if they don't rush through that door, they're on the other side trying to get to a building from their spawn. So what I'll do is I'll bust through those middle doors myself. I'll peek left and I'll see at least 2 people there. People are very predictable when you learn the maps, and that by itself will grant you a lot of kills and a lot of points. So another thing that I want to talk about is clutching in a clutch situation. I've had a few people ask me, like, how do you clutch? How do you not get nervous? How do you not like totally botch up? Which I do. It happens. I've had moments in clutch situations where I completely mess up. But one of the most important things in a clutch situation is never staying where you're currently at. So if it's a 1v4, 1v5, 1v6, right? Let's say you're on the enemy team when there's only one guy left. When he kills one of your teammates, that skull pops up and your entire team is flocking towards that skull. Like they're full sending it, stim rushing, whatever they have, they're running towards that. So if you're the person who has to clutch, the biggest advice I can give somebody is know where you're at, kill one person if you see him, and move. But don't move willy-nilly thinking you're safe if you moved. There's probably going to be 1 or 2 people who are going to come across you while they're trying to get to that position where you kill the last guy. But you really want to pick one off and keep moving. Just keep on moving until it's a 1v1 situation and that guy is totally scared because you just picked off the rest of his team. Now he's already in his head and you already have the upper advantage for completing the clutch. This is going to be my last tip for people who want to get better. It's movement and accuracy. Now there is something called over movement. It's where the movement you're doing is just totally unnecessary. It's where you're just slide canceling and jumping in areas that you don't need to be doing that. It is good to know the advanced movement to get around people and to get into positions that you normally wouldn't be able to get into. Knowing how to bunny hop is really good as well. Any of these things that you want to learn, you can do a quick search and it'll teach you how to do it. But if you want to practice your accuracy, now that's what I really want to talk about, because movement is something you can practice on your own. Accuracy is something that I can actually help you on and give you good tips and good ways to do it. If you're on console, here's what you want to do. You want to load into custom games and shoot bots. You want to choose a small map. You're going to select 5 or 6 bots at a recruit or a regular level. You're going to turn up the limits where it's high kills and unlimited timer. You're going to go over to the game rules. I believe it's the last tab. You're going to see spawn ammo mags. You're going to set that to none. Now make sure that your class that you use for when you're shooting the bots has scavenger on it. Now I'll tell you why in a little bit, why you want scavenger, and make sure your secondary is a magnum. You don't want it to be a good gun because you don't want the bots to pick it up and kill you with it, because they will, because they're not gonna have any ammo in their guns, and neither will you. Now that's where scavenger comes into play. You use your gun to melee one bot, you pick up ammo, and now you're the only one on that map with ammo. So now you're gonna have a bunch of bots rushing at you full send, trying to kill you to get ammo while you just kill them, and it's gonna feel like you're playing in a game with actual like size model character models running around coming at you. You're gonna be able to flick and turn on bots as they're approaching you. Now if you have a knife secondary, which is why I'm telling you not to use that, they will knife you one hit. If you put a magnum, good luck on them trying to kill you with the magnum. That's why you want to use that. It's a super good way to practice your flicks and aims on console. If you're on PC, you can try this method as well, but you can also look into Aim Labs or Kovacs 2.0. Very good ways to aim train. I personally have never used those two. I always just shot bots, but I'm starting to, and I definitely would recommend it for people who have PC. So right now I'm going to show you just 5 best classes to use. It's going to go from the 5th best to the 1st best in my opinion. I'm not really going to commentate. I'm just going to go ahead and show you the classes if you want to use them. If this video did help you guys though, please consider dropping a like, subscribing to the channel, sharing with somebody who you think will benefit from it. This is not something that I'm going to be posting a lot of. I'm not going to be making a lot of how-to videos, but a lot of people just really asked me for this. So it was on stream in my YouTube comments, so I decided to do it. And I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I really hope you guys enjoyed the